What's going on, fellas? So today I'm going to show you exactly how to become more charismatic, more magnetic, and ultimately turn women on and make them crave you. All right, guys. So no long intros. I'm going to get straight into it because I got a lot to cover today. All right, fellas, because this one is going to be good. So pay attention. Now, one thing that we talk about a lot when it comes to attracting women in the masculine world is social proof. That's one of the four tangents of becoming a top tier man. Looks, money, game, and status. All right, status, social proof. Now, one thing about social proof that's not discussed and that's rarely talked about is social skills. Okay, and I would beg to argue that this is more needed than actual social proof. All right, fellas, because it's one thing to get somebody to know you, and it's one thing to have women love you on social media because you got a big following or you've accomplished some things. That's cool. But being able and having the capability to interact with people in the real world in real time, fellas, is 10 times more effective. I'll give you an example and I'll show you how this relates to making women crave you. All right, guys? When I was about 25, I was in this long 3-year relationship. All right, fellas, with this Hispanic chick. And if you ever been to a Mexican party, you know those bitches last all night long, G. All right. But anyway, we in the living room, fellas. It's about 2 a.m. in the morning. It's me, her cousin, her sister, her aunt, I think 2 of her other aunts, and her mom. It's all females and a couple guys in the corner. All right, fellas. Now, when I walk in the living room, immediately I started interacting with all of the other women except my girl. Now, the whole time my girl is watching me make her mom laugh, her aunt laugh. I'm starting conversations. I'm getting everybody to interact with each other. I'm basically the life of the party, fellas. About 15 minutes into the shit, I get a text from my girl telling me all the nasty shit she gonna do to me that night. Now, I was a little bit younger, like 24, 25, so I didn't really know what it was until we got home. And then she told me how sexy it was and how much it turned her on, how I can just talk to anybody and make everybody laugh. All right, fellas. Now, looking good, smelling good, body game, that's all cool. But when you have social skills and you can be not only charismatic with the woman that you with, but with other people around the woman and get people to love you, fellas, it's golden. All right, guys, it is golden. I'll tell you something else I did one day that I didn't even know I was doing, fellas, but it was working. I was at the grocery store. I was at Walmart, G, in the aisle. There's this badass chick like 10 feet away from me. Now, I wanted her, but there's this old lady walked up to me and asked me a question about the shit on the shelf, bro. And I had to answer. I helped her out, but we ended up having small talk and a good conversation, so I ended up making her laugh. All right, G? So me and the old lady talking for about 3 minutes, bro. So she walked off. The whole time, the little sexy chick down the aisle saw it, and she heard it. So she came over there. She was like, oh, my God, you're so cute. I like how you made her laugh and blah, blah, blah. Then we ended up talking and I got a number. All right, fellas. So social proof, a big part of social proof is social skills. All right, fellas. So I need you to hone in on not just learning how to talk to women. Learn how to talk to people. All right, because if you can find a way to be the life of the party or the life of the three-way conversation, and you're the person who's making people laugh and making people talk, making people interact, and you can sit back and watch it happen and you know you're the source of it and they know you're the source of it, fellas, it works. All right, fellas, this is another level of charisma. Jeez, these women are easy as fuck to talk to, fellas. I need you to understand that. So if you want to take it to another level and become an all-around man, develop social skills. All right, guys, number 2, speaking, which is a huge part of social skills. So we're going to touch on that today. Now, as a man, you should always stay in your frame. So when you speak, you should speak calmly, even in tense situations. There will be times where you need to turn it up, but for the most part, especially with women, as we're talking about today, you should be speaking calmly and confidently. Okay, guys, all of the time. Now, I'll tell you how this works in relation to turning women on and making them wet. All right, guys. Now, when you ask a woman a question on a date, let's say you're on a date, and you ask her about her work. Okay, fellas, and she goes on to tell you some long, drawn-out, dramatic story about what happened that day at work between her and another one of her coworkers. Now, after the story, instead of you trying to one-up her, fellas, listen to me clear. Because most guys, when a woman tells them something, they feel like they have to say something back to keep the conversation going. Like, I understand the whole reciprocity thing, fellas, and you not making the conversation dry and boring, but gee, sometimes silence is the best option, and then this. So when she tells you the story, you grab your drink and say, really, that's crazy. So what happened? Tell me more about it. And then you drink your drink. All right, fellas? And then you give her the floor. You let her talk. What this is going to do, one, guys, is this is going to prevent you from fucking up and saying the wrong thing. All right? Because talking to women is easy. Most of the time, you ain't really got to say shit, bro. Because they will run their damn mouth. And then you know you doing it good because this is the second reason why you should do this. You know you doing it good when by mid-date or by the end of the date, she hits you with this like, man, you just so mysterious. I want to know more about you. Tell me more about you. I've been talking about me this whole time. I feel like you know everything about me. I want to learn more about you. That's what you should be hearing. But you guys never hear that shit. Why? Because you talk too much and you talk too fast. And you're too jittery when you talk and you just be throwing words out, just throwing shit out. All right, fellas? I'm telling you, it's not about saying the right thing, guys. I'm going to be honest with you for most men. It's about saying the wrong thing. All right, fellas? But when it comes to speaking calmly and confidently, talk slow. Slow your tone down. This is something I learned in sales. When I used to be on the phone, making phone calls, 200 phone calls a day. I thought I had to rush on the phone with the person because they were in a hurry. But what I noticed is the more I rushed, the more I made them feel like they didn't have time. And the more I made them speed me up. But the more I slowed down, the better I got their attention. So fellas, speaking clearly, speaking calmly, speaking with confidence. It's not about what you say. It's about how you say it. So practice this on a daily basis, G. 3 to 5 people a day, bro. All right? Because you know exactly what you want to say to a woman. When you turned on by her and you want to turn her on. You know the right shit to say, but either you don't say it or when you do say it, you're not calm about it. You're like sitting up in the chair, leaning in all attentively to this woman. Gee, sit back, lean back. Good dominant posture, bro. All right? You want to make her feel like she trying to impress you, not the other way around. Fellas, and this is a good one. And this is one that a lot of guys try to avoid because they got this whole thing like, oh, man, I ain't trying to catch a case. Gee, if you with a woman and you afraid of catching a case from doing what I'm about to tell you to do right now, G, you with the wrong chick. You don't even belong on a date with her, bro. To be honest with you, because this ain't even bad, all right? So let's say you're walking into a restaurant with a chick. I'll give you a good subtle touch to start some tension. All right, fellas? So let's say y'all met each other outside the restaurant, all right? Y'all gave each other a little hug. Now, as you guys are walking into the restaurant, what I want you to do is I want you to kind of let her lead a little bit and put your hand on kind of the mid or bottom part of her back and guide her into the restaurant, okay, fellas? Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I give her a hug, right? Boom. So as we're walking in, I'm going to take my hand, and I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to kind of guide her in. All right, fellas, of course you're going to open the door for the fucking woman, but kind of guide her in with your hand and put it towards her mid to lower back. Now, some of you guys may be like, oh, man, nah, bro, that's too much, bro. You're going to catch a case. You're going to catch a case. Why you on out a date with a woman where you can't do small gentleman gestures like that? All right, fellas, I give you another one, a quick, easy one. When you in a car with a woman and you driving, and you better not say you can't do this, because if a bitch is in your car, G, if y'all got to the point to where you got to pick her up and waste your gas, or y'all done made it to the part to where you picking her up for dates or whatever, because you shouldn't be picking her up on the first date. So this should be the second or third or the fourth date. But anyway, G, by the time y'all in the same car together, you should be able to do this. Take your right hand and put it on her damn thigh, bro. And if you're in a European car, take your left hand and put it on her thigh. Whatever, bro, whatever. Do it while you're driving. And if she move your hand, G, that ain't the chick. Tell her to get out and walk. I'm going to be honest with you. Some guys may be like, no, she need her personal space. You're in my car. Shit, what the fuck? I know. So if you put your hand on her leg and she move it off and she get disgusted, you ain't even gonna fuck that, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you. So subtle touches. Those are two right there. All right, guys. Hand on the back when you're walking into the restaurant and you got in. You can grab the booty too if you want, fellas. Just slap it on in. Or hand on the leg while you're driving. All right, now, number 4. And this one I'm gonna be quick with. But I'm gonna give you a little tip to this one, all right, guys? Eye contact. And when I say eye contact, I mean hold the eye contact. I'll give you an example of holding eye contact. A lot of guys are scared to hold eye contact with a woman, and they think holding eye contact for too long of a time is gonna turn a woman off or make them look weird. No, fellas, it's all about how you do it and when you do it. You have to read the room. Okay, guys, you gotta read the room, because there are some times holding eye contact for too long can be awkward. But I'll give you an example and I'll show you how this works. Now, let's say a woman is talking to you and she's telling you that story like I made in number 2 about her job. All right, fellas. Now, as she's telling the story and as she's ending, and obviously you're listening, so you're making eye contact. As she says her last words and she's done, I want you to keep holding eye contact and kind of smirk while you're doing it. Okay, fellas, this gonna make her a little nervous. She gonna get a little bit of, ooh, what you looking at? You know, and you know what I'm looking at. You feel me? And when you're doing it, look at her lips too. All right, guys, I guarantee you it's just small, subtle things. So hold the eye contact. Keep it on her for a little while. Some of you weirdos like, oh my God, nah, bro, that's weird. No, you weird, G. Women love this shit. I mean, if they're not attracted to you, of course it's weird. But if they want you, bro, they want to see that you want them too. Okay, fellas, you got to initiate shit. And you can initiate shit without even touching a bitch or talking. With your eyes. The eyes tell a story, bro. The eyes are a gateway to the soul. You can pierce through a woman's soul with your eyes if you do it right. Okay, and if you don't know how to do it, just practice. All right, fellas? So these are simple things to turn women on. Simple little gestures, okay, to make you a little bit more charismatic in your conversations with chicks. All right, fellas? So I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. It's your boy KD. We out of here, baby.